Hello, welcome back to the 1955 Buick POS Special Build. It's been a while. Took a nice vacation, got sunburned, got suntanned afterwards, and then all my skin fell off. It is what it is. So, also, I've been working on this Buick, obviously, doing wiring, which is not something you want to see on a video. It's pretty boring, but here's a little side project that's part of the wiring. Okay, it's playtime. So, as I showed, I'm in the middle of wiring up the 55 Buick. Spent way more time on it than I thought I would, but that's just how it works out. So, one thing I have to do here, getting to the end, is this is the original 55 Buick 4-gauge cluster piece, whatever you want to call it. You got your temp gauge, oil gauge, amp gauge, and the gas gauge. And all I care about is a gas gauge. Since we've decided now that I'm going to make this into kind of an old school hot rod, I'm going to add, for now, just a triple gauge kit under the dash for oil pressure, water temp, and volts. I don't ever use an amp meter because they go right in series with the power on the car, and it can cause fires. I don't like that. So, keeping the dash pretty original looking right now, for now, because the future, the dash is coming out, it's getting painted, and we're going to change some things. But right now, this is how it's going to be. So all I want is a gas gauge. Now, this gas gauge, even if it works, won't work because I think these are 0 to 30 ohms, and I'm using a 0 to 90 ohm sending unit in the 1995 So what tank. Am I gonna do? Well, I am going to, as usual, use what I have laying around to make something work. I don't know if I mentioned before, but I used to do a lot of Gen 2 LT1 swaps, which means I bought a lot of Gen 2 LT1 cars. Here's a cluster from a 1994 Camaro Z28 that I don't need, and I don't think anybody else needs. But it has a gas gauge in it that reads from 0 to 90 ohms. So, I would like to take this gas gauge out and see if I can put it in that location and get a gas gauge that will work. Can I do it? I don't know. I'm going to take this apart and find out. All right, first thing I'm going to do is take this apart. Looks like it's kind of crimped together. Just the trim piece there is got little tabs that are bent over. Let me get those straightened out. And it should come apart. Working on this wiring deal has been quite the task, let me tell you. Okay, that was easy enough. There's the front, which I can now take apart and clean the glass because I don't know what that is, paint something on there, but I'd like to get that cleaned up. But that'll be next. Gauges. All right. Now that they're not labeled, let me just look at them. We know that's a fuel gauge on the bottom there. And it looks like there's quite a bit of room in there. So, take those nuts off and take that gauge out. All right, so now I got my housing ready to take a gas gauge. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put my service engine light in here too. I don't need any of these other gauges. But yeah. So next thing I have to do is get this apart and get that gas gauge out of there. Okay, after a bazillion screws, I have the Camaro cluster apart, and I have the stepper motor out for the gas gauge. Now, the thing with these is you have to pop the dials off to take them out. So I guess we just calibrate it at 0 ohms and make sure it reads empty, and then see what it reads at 90. So this is the stepper motor, and I need that to go in here, and there's actually plenty of room for it. That should be good. Okay, so another day back in the garage. Take some time off to actually do work. Make some money to pay for this junk. All right, so where were we at? So I had this apart, and I marked a little circle in it to cut a hole for the new gauge, which is from the Camaro stepper motor. And for my own record, I will note that pin number 1 is negative, pin number 2 is positive, and pin number 3 is the sending unit. And those pins are actually labeled on the breadboard. Maybe not that board. Where did I put the breadboard? Is it up here? Nope, that's a different one. Where did my stuff? Duh, right here. That's why everything's a mess. Fuel gauge right here. The pins are labeled 1, 2, and 3 on the board. And I trace those back to the connector over here, so I know what pin is what. So as a test, because it's a stepper motor and I really don't know where empty is, where full is, because the needle comes off, I hook power and ground up to it. Let me plug in the power supply. If I set this here on something. So now with power and ground on it and no sending unit, this gauge should turn and go to full, all the way to full, depending on where that is. Don't know. Let's see. And there she goes. So that's actually full. But it went that way. So I'm going to turn this way, because I want it to move to the right when it goes to full. Oops. All right, so if that's full, that you can see the little needle. Now if I hook up a resistor, and this one is 47 ohms, which is about half range, because this is a 0 to 90. Oh, one other thing I can show too is if I ground this to the ground pin, it'll go all the way to empty. So it's one direction, and then no sending unit. It's going to go all the way to full. And then next, we put a 45 or so resistor on it, and touch that to ground, and the gauge should go to midway. So next I'm just going to drill the hole in this, and then we'll get it mounted. Change things a little bit. Cut the whole gas gauge section right out of the plastic piece there, and epoxied it right into the unit. Drill a hole in it and stuck it through there. Use some butyl to seal the back so the light doesn't get in there. Little JB Quick. Let's see what it looks like. There it is with the cover on. Can't see the needle because it's maxed right now. But if I set it to, this resistor is around 87, so close to 90 ohms, which is full. You'll see the, you can see that. The needle there is all the way over on the full side, which is good. If I ground the sending unit, we'll have 0 ohms, which is empty. And you see the gauge going way over past E, which is actually better because when it gets to E and you go get gas, you still have some gas in the tank, so you won't run out, which is great. Better to have it set up a little safety net. And then I have a resistor here that is 47 ohms. So that would be around halfway. If I can get my connectors to stay on here. And we'll see where mid-range shows up. Come on, give me a connection. There we go. See the gauge coming up. Hopefully it stops somewhere around the middle, which would be half tank. Looks like it's slowly getting there. Yeah, it looks like that's a 47 ohm resistor, so 45 would be half a tank. And that is pretty much there, half a tank. Maybe barely over, which is perfect. Most importantly, empty is accurate, because you don't want it to read a quarter tank when you really have no gas. So that worked out great. So I think the next thing I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to change the oil gauge to a service engine light, since I'm not going to use it. Open this back up. Clean up the mess a little bit here. Resistors aside. All right, so now I have this the oil pressure gauge here I'm not going to use. And we have this little range right here where the window is for the gauge. And I have this guy here still. Is this what I want? No, that's the printed circuit board. I don't care about that. This guy. And I see service engine soon. It's there. Put a light behind this thing, you see all the different ones we can snag out of here. We'll take it, we'll use the service engine soon. So let me cut that out. All right, I got my little service engine soon tag here. I can't see because it's too bright, but it's there. Now all I got to do is mount that to the original oil pressure gauge. Put a light bulb inside that gauge to light this up. And that should work. So yes, I am going to butcher this oil pressure gauge, but I don't think it really matters. I don't think anybody's going to want it, and it'll make my life easier just to reuse it. So I'm going to cut the pointer off drill a hole in this for the light bulb and get it wired up. All right, so now we got our gas gauge in there, and we got the service engine soon light, which hopefully we don't use much, but gotta have it. So that's cool. So I'm happy with that. I like that. Got a good gas gauge, service engine soon light. I'm going to end this video here. When I come back, I'll go over all the stuff I did as far as wiring this car and show you a couple other neat things I did with it as well. So see you on the next one. We are almost time to put the damn engine back in this car. I really would like to get this car finished, and hopefully we're putting the motor in soon. See you on the next one.